Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly, VC Cheer. Just came back from the gym a little while ago, so that's my protein shake. But VC, Mr. Billy Crayone is just starting a new thread, which I think is actually a very cool idea, and I'm definitely going to try to jump on board, Billy, and do this with you throughout the year. But he's doing a thread that he calls Album of the Week. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go to his channel, Crayone Autographs, and check it out. But basically what he's doing is, like it says, an Album of the Week thread, which just once a week, kind of pull up an album. Doesn't have to be anything new that you just bought or anything like that, but just an album you think is Album of the Week, and just kind of share it, talk about it a bit or whatever. And I think that's a great idea too. You know, it's nice when we can do videos where we don't necessarily have to go out and buy new stuff all the time, because, you know, Lord knows most of us don't have the money to do things the way we would like to do it. So great idea, Billy. I'm definitely going to try to support you on this. The album that came to mind almost immediately when I saw your video was this one here, and it's what you hear playing in the background. It is Jimmy Cliff's The Power and the Glory, one of my favorite reggae albums of all time. Matter of fact, I kind of put it right there with Bob Marley's Legend in terms of the one reggae album I've listened to the most. Really cool stuff. I mean, this came out back in 1983, and I mean, I discovered it way back then, and mainly because he did a good job of having some good crossover on this album in terms of reggae and yet kind of a pop element, if you will, kind of put into it. And because of that, he had a couple of videos that were in regular rotation. I remember back on a little bit on MTV, not a ton early on, but definitely on BET. They used to have a thing called Video Soul, where they played videos all the time. That was a great time too. I mean, oh my goodness, all that crap that's on BET and MTV and everything else now is horrible. But man, back in the day when, you know, early to mid 80s, man, Video Soul was the place to be. They played everything. But anyway, stay on track. Jimmy Cliff's The Power and Glory. Songs like We All Are One and the one you hear playing in the background, which is Reggae Night, they were big crossover hits, so they got a lot of airplay, and that's where I first heard and really discovered Jimmy Cliff. And then later on in college, I actually got the tape and heard the other things on this album. So a very great listener-friendly type of reggae album. If you're someone maybe that's not really into reggae, this is an album that you can really come into and still catch a couple of songs, just because, again, there's just a nice crossover element to it. But yeah, I mean, Jimmy Cliff is just, he's the man. I mean, when you start talking about just the world of reggae, he's a guy that just has been around forever and knows how to do his thing. You know, one of my favorite songs by him is The Harder They Come, but that's not on this album. But just, you know, in case anyone never heard of him before, make sure you check that one out. But again, you have good kind of crossover popish stuff like what you hear playing now, and then you also have stuff like Piece of the Pie that's a bit more traditional reggae type sounding stuff. But again, I highly recommend everyone check this album out. Love it to death. You pretty much be able to get this wherever you find it, anywhere from I don't know, between $5 and $9 maybe, somewhere in that price range. So not very costly. I think I paid $6 for this. It's funny too how you can remember so much. You know, I have 3,000, 4,000 plus albums, and yet I can totally remember getting this about 3 or 4 years ago at a small record store near over in Boston, right by Harvard, the campus over there. You know, it's amazing how that stuff sticks in your mind. I got this and Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy and an Aerosmith album. Wow. But anyway, so there you go, guys. That's my album of the week. Again, I highly recommend checking it out. And again, great idea, Mr. Crayone, and I'm going to try to stick with you on this and make sure that I jump in and do my album of the week every week as well. Alright, take care, VC. again, go to his channel, check out that video. This is a very cool thread, so everyone jump in on it. We'll talk to you later. Oh, I should say, I will be back tomorrow to do a video. I picked up some really cool stuff last night. Not vinyl, but some other stuff I want to show you. And also, there's a record show tomorrow morning that I'm going to go check out. So I don't intend on spending a lot, but hopefully I'll find some good deals and bring some cool stuff home to show you guys. Alright, take care, VC.